Quite simply, gamification uses elements of games to motivate and engage the learner.
So today, I'm going to talk to you about how gamification can make our world a better place.
Have you ever heard about gamification?
What is gamification? Gamification is the use of game design elements in non-game contexts.
%70 off, a ticking timer, and now you're buying things you didn't plan for. What just happened? In that moment, it doesn't even feel like you're spending. And if we're being honest, I've been there too. So here's the problem. You're not really sitting there thinking it through. You see a deal, you feel like you're catching something, and you move quickly. And before you even process it, you've already checked out. This is the gamification of shopping, and there's a deeper psychology to it. So think about the last time you opened Shein or Temu. You weren't planning to spend anything, just a quick scroll, and then something shows up. A timer, a flash deal, a message telling you the offer is about to disappear, and suddenly it feels like you're missing something big. So you see, this is where it all changes and starts to feel like a game. So what's gamification? Gamification is simply turning shopping into a sequence where each step gives you something back. So here's how it works. You click something, you get a reward, you move forward, and then another step opens up. A timer speeds you up, a reward pulls you in, and a pop-up showing you're almost there keeps you going. So instead of thinking through a purchase, you're just following it through. Hold up, let's put it in context. So think about a character. Let's call her Sarah. She opens Temu for one thing. A timer pops up, she clicks, adds one item, then another, and just like that, she's paid. She didn't even plan for it. She didn't sit down to make a decision. She simply followed the flow. You can already see how it works. The pop colors, the countdowns, the spinning wheels that somehow always lands on a discount. You're not really deciding through any of that. You're just simply reacting in real time. And before you say it's a discipline problem, trust me, it's not. Now let's pull out the big guns. I'm about to expose the secret to Temu and Shein's success. The secret is simple. They've turned shopping into something that feels like a game, designed to keep you moving before you even have time to think. So every time you're on Temu or Shein, you're not just seeing products, you're being pulled into a loop. You click something, you get something back, but you don't always know what you get. Think of it as a gamble, and that unpredictability is what keeps you hooked. And then comes the key part. You're always one step away from something. Free shipping, a better deal, a reward. So your brain shifts from, do I need this? To, let me just finish this. That's the secret. And it's working a skill. Doubt me? Just scroll through TikTok or Instagram. You'll come across a million hauls, and almost everyone is repeating the same sentence. I didn't need it, but it wasn't that expensive. So when you sit to think about it, all this isn't just coincidence. That's behavior repeating itself, and it's definitely draining in a lot of cash for these companies. Shein is already doing over $30 billion a year in over 150 countries. And Temu, it's already in 40 plus countries, backed by the same level of revenue. So in case you're thinking, how do they keep you hooked? Here's how it works. Let's break it down. You open Temu, not planning to buy anything basically. A flash deal pops up, you click it, and you're one step away from something, and somehow you've checked out. Now, seen the secret: gamification, reward loops, urgency. But even knowing all that, why does it still feel like you're spending more than you can track? Because it's not one big decision, it's a series of small ones. Zoom out for a moment. If this pattern repeats across millions of people, it stops being a habit and becomes a system. Spending isn't driven by one big purchase anymore. It's driven by frequency. The more often people engage, the more often they act. And the more often they act, the more predictable that behavior becomes. So now you know how these platforms grow. So bring it back to that moment, the timer, the discount, the quick decision. It felt small, and that's the point. Nothing in that moment feels big enough to stop you. And while each step feels light, the total isn't. So think about it. How often do you think you've spent more than you actually realized? Stay tuned for more updates only on Pan Finance.